Hi, Max. Welcome to this chat. How are you? Where are you?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm in just outside Montreal, where we have our house here for the summer and where we're going to live after my career, and enjoying seeing family and friends. Since especially with COVID, the last couple of years, there's been a lot of restrictions here when we've been home. So catching up and obviously getting ready for the next season.
Okay, let us start with some either-or questions, just to warm you up a little bit. If you had to choose Montreal Canadiens, your hometown team, over Minnesota Wild, which one would you choose? Where you played Minnesota Wild?
For sure, I'm a diehard. I grew up here, and I mean, as much as Minnesota gave me an opportunity to play in the NHL, I'll forever be a Montreal Canadiens fan.
Of course, the Habs. Swiss champion or winning the Champions Hockey League?
Swiss champions.
Mountains or beach?
Beach.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
Being the richest or the smartest person on the planet Earth?
Probably depends when, but I'm going to say the smartest person on planet Earth.
Person, okay, of course. Now, you said you were born and raised in Montreal. Is this still where you live in the summertime all the time?
Yeah, we just once we had our second little boy, we wanted to have like a permanent home. So we built a house here that we want to stay in for a long time, like I did. You know, I grew up in the same house for 20 years, and we kind of wanted to have that for our kids. So that's where we're going to be.
Coming from Montreal or Montreal, you could actually, or we could actually speak French, but that's going to be a little bit hard for me because this accent is strange to us. Or maybe we could talk German. Do you speak any German? After 9 years you spent already in Switzerland?
Ja, ein bisschen Deutsch, but my Kinder sind besser.
But that doesn't sound too bad. Your new teammates in Rappi are practicing hard every day. What does a typical day of Max Noreau look like these days?
Usually 6:30, I'm awake with the kids and we're all eating and getting ready. I'm having coffee and bringing them to school, or a lot of times my wife ends up bringing both of them to school. And I head to a gym that I actually own part of it with my trainer that we opened 3 years ago. So it's been really fun to kind of have that. But we have 3 different groups. So I'm in the older group, obviously, with all the pros, and few guys that are coming to Switzerland, like Eric Jelena, who's signed in Bern, and Alex Grenier, that's in Langnau. So we push each other hard, and you know, it's been a fun experience, and I'm glad I have that group at 35 to kind of keep me young and motivated, and they push me hard.
Speaking of your age, what do you have differently in the preparation for a season than, let's say, 10 years ago when you were 25?
Well, I mean, it's changed so much. Anyways, the training from when I started playing to now, that you know, a lot less heavy weights all the time. Especially the way we train at our gym here. It's a lot about just being as fast as you can and moving the bars and weights as fast as you can. And I've been pretty fortunate to have really good trainers around me for the last 5 to 10 years to kind of help me maybe extend my career and stay healthy. So the trainer here that I have the gym with, Jeff Gaudreau, is very well known with the NHL players here. Obviously in Zurich, Mattia was a huge help for me, and now getting to meet Thomas, you know, I'm impressed already with you know, the insights he has of helping me, and I've called him a few times, so I'm looking forward to continuing my career.
Yeah, Tom Weber, our athletic coach you're speaking about. What made you decide to sign with the Lakers for the next 2 years?
I mean, number one for me in Switzerland has always been making sure my family was okay. It's already a lot to be away from, you know, our family and friends for 9 months. So for us, it was our kids are getting older. We wanted to keep them in, you know, in a good school, and especially have French or English, even if they are learning German all the time, but so that when they come home, it would be an easy transition for them. And, you know, they're going to school in Dubendorf, and it was like the perfect opportunity to keep them in school, And for me, if everybody's okay at home and the kids are good at home with school and my wife's happy, it's a lot easier for me to train hard and play well on the ice. So, for me to be able to stay around Zurich and play in Rapperswil was a huge opportunity. And of course, when I was, negotiating to see the way that the team was playing last year and everything that they've kind of, established, and with the coaching staff, and, they seem very motivated. So it was, I thought it was a good opportunity for me to come help.
How would you describe the evolution or the progress Rappi has made over the past 2 years?
From what I've heard, talking with some of the players already reaching out, and with the coaches and with Yannick, the GM, before I signed, I think it just comes down to they're very humble and they're very kind of a tight group, family oriented. So they want everyone to feel welcome. They want everyone to feel good. And I think when you do that, you're willing to push harder and train harder and, do things in the game to go the extra mile when you feel it from the top of the organization all the way down. And I think that Rappy's done a really good job of doing that, from the top all the way down to, even the younger players.
Which element can you bring to the Lakers which maybe was missing in the last years?
It's hard for me to say what was missing because I was so into my season. Obviously, I followed, especially after I signed. I was following the team closely. But definitely, obviously, there's some young players that are growing into their own, and they're going to hit kind of like their peak soon. So I thought, I can come, and obviously I still want to perform and be at the top level like I've done, for many years in Switzerland. But at the same time, I'd love to be able to kind of give back and help those players grow and become better players, because when I was their age, I had players that did that to me, and I'm forever grateful that they did.
You already spoke about it. You got a family with 2 boys. Are they into hockey at all?
The youngest one, yes. The older one, we always said we would never push them. He's more like my wife. He's very artistic, loves to draw and do other things and play games, and he's very active. But so we're guiding him to whatever he wants to be. He loves to come to the games for the entertainment side of it and the food. But the younger one, he's a big time little daddy's boy, loves to play hockey. We have a little net in the garage. He's always trying to shoot with me. So it's nice to have a little bit of both. And as long as they're happy and, they're, all we want is that, to be honest.
Okay. And one last thing, which all Rappi fans, of course, want to know. What are your expectations for the new season?
Especially at my age, it's more team oriented. I was told, when I was speaking with Yannick and other teams, it was like I've kind of proven already that I can get points and I can be a top scorer and all this stuff. And now it doesn't really matter. I want to, for the last years of my career, with whatever it is, if it's 2 or 5 or whatever, I just want to win. It's always funner in the room. It's always funner outside in the city and everywhere. You can feel the difference. So for me, that's the expectation, is just to keep growing. Obviously, they had a really good year last year. And there's no promises of where we're going to finish in the standings. I don't really like to talk about that, but for sure, it's just to grow and hopefully, obviously, finish as a top team and have a nice playoff run.
Okay, thank you, Max. We're looking forward to seeing you in person. We can't wait to seeing you in person. All the best.
Thank you very much. I'm excited.